People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This one is called a requirement in Jamaica for some of you sketelina, worthless mama and papa, especially the mothers. I am going to require that before some of these women, mothers to be, get pregnant, lay down in a bed, wind up, make people SHOOT up the club, especially if him worthless, and then the two bring any sorts of picnic. I am going to recommend that you get a fowl cub, and you get a hatching fowl, and you make that hatching fowl have some little chicks, and then you watch that mother hen, how she brings up her children or her chicks, and how she is responsible more than a lot of you mothers and fathers, specifically mothers in Jamaica. I am going to get to that. I am going to give you the story first. Now, back to back, we saw that two little youth get missing. One of them in a Alfred tree, them find him in a park plaza. He is 7-year-old. This is his picture on the screen. His name is Tequan Tate. So Mr. Tate, if you are the father and you know for sure it's not a jacket or whomever the mother is, come and locate, pick up your little baby kid. People, me don't know if this youth have any sorts of discipline, so therefore no sorts of disrespect. However, a day or two before that, a next little youth, his picture on the screen as you see, him sit down on the power desk. He is said to be about 8-year-old. Him no know where him come from and him no know him name. Maybe him kinda slow, me nah go say that. However, him missing, so therefore I am going to be sensitive and sympathetic about the facts. Now, if you remember, a young lady lost her life. Her name is Danielle Rowe. She was taken away from Brayton Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine. Her mother would do anything to bring that child back. I am going to speak about that child further on in the news. Now, people, like me tell you, two picnic, two youth, two boy. One of them 7, Alfred Tree era, Park Plaza. He must be at the Alfred Tree Power Station as we speak. The next one in a Falmouth, him no know him name, him no know where him come from, him no know nothing at all. However, it seems as if the mothers know less than any of these picnic. How is it in a 2023 that your child goes missing? How is it that you don't know where your picnic is? How is a big picnic go missing? People may understand if you lose your girlfriend, you can't find your phone, you can't find your key. I understand if you can't find love because you're looking in the wrong places at the wrong person. So therefore it not go work out. But I want to know, how do you lose or can't find a little picnic that you took out on the street, supposed to have right beside you pee cluck like some sorts of duck and some sorts of duckling? That child is probably about 50 pounds in a some sorts of color clothes in a the Falmouth incident. The next one, him head big. Him about 40 or 50 pounds. Him there right beside you and you bring him out. So people, this is why I said we're going to try to develop what I call the mother hen syndrome. And why I say you need the hatching fowl is that when these fowl hatch, if them have 5, 6, 10 little chicks, just notice how them profile. Each time them pick and scratch in the sun, them look up to see which spot each of those little chickens there are chicklets. People, it is because it is in their natural instincts. Their maternal or paternal instincts kick in. So therefore they are responsible for their little chickens. Them as mother hen. Them a watch because them know the saying, chicken Mary, hawk the near. So therefore, them no want anything for come and put any sorts of arms, put those little chickens in a arm's way. So therefore, if a common fowl or a mother hen can do that, and them end up on some sorts of table on Sunday with rice and peas, if them so small and for them brain so small, what is your excuse? How is it that your child goes missing in a tree or in a Falmouth? You know how much mother out there or how much lady wouldn't like to have some sorts of picnic because of whatever physical whatever, them can't do it. It is not everybody that can lay down on a bed, take off them drawers, open them leg and whine and get picnic are deserving to be mothers. It does not take any sorts of specific skill sets to do that. You just do it once you're fertile and your boyfriend fertile. However, when you have your picnic, that is where the problem starts. That is where you're supposed to be responsible, but obviously a lot of you women are not responsible, and that is why your children go missing. I wonder if these mothers or fathers, guardians realize how much mothers are out there of childbearing age that cannot have any sorts of children. Do you know how much mothers have lost their children prematurely, way before the time, under some sorts of unfortunate circumstances, and wish that they can get that child back? However, you have yours, and this is the way. That is your parental guidance that you show these children, that they go missing back to back. Further on in the news, and continuing on the theme of missing children, a very unfortunate incident occurred the other day on Roosevelt Avenue, that is in St. Andrew, Kingston area. An 8-year-old child that attended the Brayton Primary School, which is in Portmore in a St. Catherine. It is now confirmed that she was picked up. Based on what the school said, protocol was followed. She was picked up by a lady. Based on what the Popo are saying, they are looking for a lady. A lady is a person of interest, even better, a suspect in the case. Now we saw that there were a couple of rumors, myths going around saying that the Popo officer pick up him daughter and bust her throat and fling her out upon the road. And he went to the hospital, and when he realized that she was still alive, he's been on the run. People, that is a lie. We've also heard rumors that him cross some sort of done upon Spanish Town. People, that is also very unlikely. It is also said that previously in the news that the vehicle fling her out. People, that is not the case either. Yes, she was picked up by a lady in her vehicle, and yes, she was around some sorts of abandoned building of Roosevelt Avenue in a St. Andrew, Kingston. And that is where the JDF officer that she bumped into his vehicle, apparently she was left at some sort of abandoned building. Cannot verify or validate it. It is said that BLOOD was found somewhere on the premises. Is that BLOOD hers? More than likely. However, not verified, not validated. Now, based on what the school is saying, if the school is telling the truth, and I have no reason to think that they are not, the protocol was followed. If that protocol was followed, meaning that one of those persons or the person, whomever was coming to pick up that child, they have to leave some sorts of identification. So therefore, there would be some sorts of lead. They would know. If the list is a short list, them know say if I know Dasa, a Matey, a Merkel are one of them. So therefore, them know exactly who signed off for that child. Now we saw that there was some sorts of big devotion at the school, and it is said that the mother fainted. This devotion was held in the school, courtesy of the JCF. There were all sorts of residents from the area, all sorts of parents. People were paying their tributes to this little young girl. She was bright. She was one of those persons that everybody in the school, well manageable, well disciplined, bright little child, future snubbed out. Said that the mother fainted. She was rushed to the hospital. Based on what the Ministry of Education is saying right now, they are going to be installing CCTV cameras in all the schools, starting with Brayton Primary. People, didn't you hear me say on several occasions that, listen, the government of Jamaica, the relevant authority, they are always reactive instead of proactive. If you look at the list on the amount of children that has been missing in Jamaica, some of them found DEAD, some of them not found up to this date, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Don't you think that should have ring some sorts of alarm and say, wait, maybe we might want to install some sorts of CCTV camera? It would be a very bright idea. However, I guess like all things, sensible common sense, it is not very common as it pertains to our management of our country, the relevant authority. So the good thing is that the theory that the father had something to do with it, we can pretty much dispel that. If him cross some sorts of done, me no know nothing about that. What I do know, based on what the school is saying, based on conversations that I've had with people in a law enforcement, the school say some lady come and pick her up. The popo say, yes, the suspect or person of interest is a female woman, so therefore that is consistent. As to who did it, if the person who pick her up did it, or when they let her off close to that abandoned building. But why would somebody pick up the child and leave that child at some sort of abandoned building, and then that person has been missing for in excess of a couple of days, almost a week right now? That alone raised suspicion. People are going to know, people are going to want answers, meaning you and I, meaning the relevant authority and mostly the family. Because we see the mother and the father, they are more than likely taking it very badly. We've not heard from the father since then. We've heard from the mother, who has been vocal. She is stressed out. She is DEPRESSED. She is mostly fainting. Even at this devotion that was held in honor of this little child, based on what the teacher said, the last day in which Daniel was at the school in the class, that lesson is still on the board, showing their respect for this child. People, this is definitely tragic, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.